In today's Getting Started video, we will first show you how to access the Student Readiness Test in Maple TA. We will then take you to the Maple TA system homepage and create your first class. In your first class, we will create your first assignment by linking to already existing questions. Once we have created your first assignment in Maple TA, we will show you how to provide the students with a link from Canvas to that assignment in Maple TA. In a later series of videos, we will show you how to create your own questions and assignments through Maple TA. Okay, so as a new instructor to Maple TA, you've been added to the Maple TA hub as an instructor. The first thing you see when you arrive here is the system homepage, or the Canvas homepage. So on this page is useful information you can follow that gives you a guide of how to, some getting started guides. The first thing you need to do is click the assignments link at the side, and you'll see here a number of links that allow you to get into Maple TA. The first thing I recommend you do is take the Student Readiness Test. So let's go through that. So this is a simple test which allows you to learn how to navigate through the system. It's something you can give to students, give them access to, and it really just teaches you how to use the interface. So the first question is saying to go to question 5, and it says here enter 3.14 into question 1, so you go back to question 1. So you can carry on doing this test in your own time, but essentially it just teaches you how to use the interface, what happens when you press the different buttons at the bottom. Once you're happy, you press Submit Assignment. Now this test can be customized any way you want to for your students. Okay, so once you've done that, you can press back on the assignments link at the top or at the side, and it will take you back to the list of assignments. So the next thing you need to do is to go to your Maple TA system homepage. So we click that Maple TA homepage. And again, you click this link and it takes you to the homepage. You should have one class here, which is the Student Readiness Test, which you've been enrolled in as an instructor. That's because when you click the link, it enrolled you in the class as an instructor and allowed you to take that test. Now what you want to do is add some more, add a class. So we go to add class. We're going to add 2 classes. This is the first one we're going to add is your development class. So in this case, I'm going to create this one. I'm just going to call it this. Okay, I recommend you use the same sort of pattern. For this class, we have nothing else, no other settings on here, and we're just going to press Submit. Okay, so we've got one class there. So I recommend that if you want to write questions or build questions, then you can do them in this class. However, there is another class that's useful for you to create, and that is a class that's going to be a child class of release. Well, we'll go through that process now. So let's call it let's call it again, and we'll call it release class. Okay, but in this case, we're actually going to choose a parent class for this. So we scroll down and we look for the class called release. Now this class is a special class. It has a lot of content that's been through a very rigorous testing process it lives in the release class, and by creating this your own class as a child class of this, you will have access to all that content. So let's see what it looks like. Okay, so your dev class is a blank class, but let's have a quick look in the release class. Okay, so there's a couple of assignments that were in the parent class that you've been inherited here. I'm actually going to go through looking at some of the questions that you actually have access to now through this. So if we click on the link at the top with the content repository and then go to questions, this can take a while to load this one because there's quite a lot of questions in this class. Okay, so here's an example of some of the questions, and if I just click on one of these, here's an example of a question. Maybe we go down to complex arguments of trig. Great. Okay, so you can see the sort of questions. You'll see this button clone into my class. If you click that button, it will clone, make a copy of the question from the release class in this child class, which is, in this case, Jack Gartland's release class. You don't have to do that. You can just use the question and it will remain linked to the parent class. For now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my first assignment, and I'm going to make it up of questions that live in the parent class. So I'm going to go to the Assignments tab, and I can see there's 2 assignments there already. By the way, this little icon here tells you that the assignment does not live in this class, but it's actually in a parent class. So I'm actually going to make a new assignment, and this assignment's going to live in my release class. So I'm going to call this my first assignment. I'm going to select some questions. Okay, and so this takes you to the area where you select questions. And if I click the questions tab here, I could go down the list and select a few questions and then add them into my assignment. So let's take a couple of these questions. I can have a look at one, see if I wanted to take that one. Yeah, I like that question, I'm going to take that as well. So you select a few questions in the list and press import. Okay, now I can see these questions appearing in my list. I can then go to the Set Policies screen and choose my policies. For this, I'm going to leave all the policies as default. So for now, I'm happy with everything there. I'm just going to press Save and Close. Okay, so that's me creating my first assignment. So maybe now what I want to do is make the assignment available to students. So how do I do that? So in order to do that, I go back to Maple TA, and click on the Assignments tab, and I'm going to click here, Add Assignment. Okay, so I'm going to call this my first assignment. It doesn't have to be this name, I've just chosen this one now. The names do not have to match between Canvas and Maple TA. I click External Tool, I choose a number of points the assignment's out of, and I press Find. There are 2 Maple TA links at the moment. You choose the top one with the dots and press Select. I'm also going to click Load this tool in a new tab. Then I'm going to press Save. Okay, so the next thing to do is actually create the mapping. So I'm going to click on this link here, and this takes me to the mapping screen. So here I have the ability to map to a class or to the home page in Maple TA, but in this case I'm going to create a link to the assignment. So I'm going to click on my release class where I created the assignment. And below that I will see a list of assignments. So I'm going to click this one here, which is my first assignment, and then click Link to Assignment. Okay, great. This gives me a preview of the assignment. Once I'm happy with the assignment, I can just press Submit, and that link is made. So now any student coming along will be able to click on this link. Remember, in order for the students to be able to access it, you have to publish the link. So go into your edit assignment settings, and you can click Save and Publish here. Or you can... Okay, so that's how to create your first assignment. There'll be a second video on how to author questions for your first assignment. So rather than taking a copy or a link to existing questions, creating your own questions. Thanks for listening.